Hello everyone, welcome back to 9 Rip. We're in Seiya's very first chapter, chapter 6 of his main story. I had just finished chapter 5 and it was not it was a 30-minute video. Like I haven't edited it yet. It was 30 minutes. It was a cliffhanger. And now she's possessed. And I need to know that her consciousness isn't going to just float in the back of her mind like this whole route, because it's going to annoy me so much if she's just like out of the picture, kind of like she was in Senna's route. So, in the darkness, I felt like I was awake, but even with my eyes open, it was completely dark. What's going on? Was there nothing to see, or was I in total darkness? Panic and uncertainty ran through my veins. This place, it feels suffocating. How did I get here? What could have happened? Silently, in the deep, eternal darkness, I started to sift through my memories. Ah, in an instant, terrifying memories flooded my consciousness.
聖者に乗り移るのは初めて。とっても楽しみ。
Did I get possessed by Reika? A shiver coursed through my entire body. My body has been taken over. I've been trapped inside my own consciousness. Let me out! Let me out of here!
あら、もう目が覚めたのね。
I swear, Seiya better do something to purify her. That voice. It was unmistakably Reika's voice. Reika, please let me out.
無理に決まってるじゃない。黙ってそこで見ているのね。
I really hope she gets out of there soon, because I cannot stand what her voice does to my headphones. Like when it gets into the red, like on the audio mixer, it makes my headphones like crack and make strange sounds. It's very unpleasant. How could this be? My strength faded and I sank to the ground, noticing something like a wall behind me. I touched the wall and looked around, realizing I was in some kind of cramped space. That tightness I felt before, was it because I've been locked in here? I instinctively knew I was inside my consciousness, trapped by Reika. But where am I now? Did Reika use the elevator? If only I could figure out what's happening. As my thoughts intensified, images began to materialize in my mind. Are you going to be able to see through her eyes now? What I saw was a familiar scene. Is this Narimigahama High School? Red hues outside reminding me of the time I rode the elevator with Seiya. Why am I seeing this? As soon as I absentmindedly took my hands off the wall, the images suddenly vanished. Huh? When I touched the wall again, the images began to form faintly. I'm able to see using this wall. The images were clear, but I was left with a strange, unsettling feeling. It's like seeing with my own eyes, yet it's not from my own perspective. Such a strange sensation. Maybe this is what Reika is seeing right now. Something about that felt right. Even so, then I need to keep a close eye on her, figure out what she's up to, and then find a way to get my body back. Fortunately, I could communicate with her. After thinking for a bit, I spoke to her. Reika, I can see what you're seeing. This is Narimigahama High School, right? I kept my tone casual, showing no resistance.
見えるんだ。まあ、見られていても問題ないけど。あなたの言うように、ここは成見ヶ浜高校。あなたの体を使ったら、なんとエレベーターが動いたの。知らないなんて言ってたけど、やっぱり分かってたんだよね。麗華に嘘をつくなんていけないんだ。
She's totally saw right through me. She's totally unpredictable and seems to be driven entirely by emotion. Either way, I'd better stray away from saying anything that could be considered a lie. I'm not exactly good at this type of thing, but... Suddenly, Seiya's image popped into my head. Seiya was always relaxed and self-assured. I decided to speak clearly and assertively, illuminating his mannerisms. Acted just like Seiya. When faced with a challenge like this one, I refused to back down. I mustered up my confidence and continued my conversation with Reika. Did you have a reason for coming to Narimigahama High School?
違うよー。成見ヶ浜の街を思い浮かべたのに、どういうわけか学校に着いちゃったの。しかもさ、見てよこの景色。これじゃあまるで地獄と変わらないじゃない。
Well, yeah, whenever a living person uses the elevator, it malfunctions and turns their destination into something like the Hidden Realm. Calmly, I told her what Seiya had taught me. She caught me lying already. I figured it would be best to act knowledgeable. If I prove myself useful to her, maybe she won't try to do anything that could hurt me.
あなた、詳しいのね。それじゃあ教えてくれる？外に出る方法？扉が開かないから外に行けなくて困ってるの。ここから出ないと彼に会えないのに。
Good, looks like she's starting to trust me. But who is this guy she keeps talking about? Poor Koyo, he's probably gonna be trapped in the school with her again. Although I didn't know who she was planning to meet, it was obvious she was thinking of one specific person. So there's someone you want to meet.
ほら、大好きな彼がいる話したでしょ？彼、幽霊だったんだ。今ね、うつしおでレイカのこと待ってるんだよ。
Is that so? Now that I know what Reika's after, I should stall for time. Eventually, we'll automatically be sent back to HO. That's good, I guess. Or if Seiya can find us, he might be able to rescue me. If I'm just going to wait for him to rescue me, maybe I should just have stayed quiet. I'm sorry about all of this, Seiya. In that case, we act quickly to try to find an exit. I'm not sure how to leave either, but last time I was here, I met a really friendly ghost. Don't lead her to Kuraha, like, come on, she's so evil.
ひどいことしてるのに、どうして協力してくれるの？
Because once you find your love, you'll set me free, right? I mean, the guy's a ghost. What are you going to do with my living body?
あなたにも考える頭があったのね。さっきは頭悪そうな子だったのに。
Well, I guess I didn't come off too great the last time we met at HO.
いいよ。彼に会えたら解放してあげる。でも、出る方法がわからないんじゃね。
Well, you don't need her body anymore, right? Because you're already in the mortal realm, so you could just leave her now. Right? Because even if you meet him, he's going to see you as Misa.
あなたを解放するのもまだまだ先になりそう。
I wasn't happy about it. I'd rather get rid of her body before we meet him. Last time I was at the school with Seiya, I ran into a number of ghosts, but I've only met them once. Hopefully they'll remember me. If they do, I'm sure they'll be able to tell there's something off about me. Then they'll be able to help. I met a number of ghosts here before. They were all pretty kind. Maybe one of them knows a way for us to get out of here.
本当に？どこにその幽霊はいるの？
One's in the nurse's office. In the classroom. We're in Seiya's route. So create save file 3 here. We're not gonna go to the classroom. We're gonna go to the nurse's office. Don't kill Kunaha, please. I can't handle it. Alright, nurse's office. If Yui's in the nurse's office, she'll definitely sense that something's off. Even though we only spoke briefly, when she sees me here alone, she'll know something's up. I take a deep breath, careful not to give away my thoughts, and try to steady my racing heart. The nurse's office. There's a really nice ghost there, very kind. She seems to know a lot. Maybe she might...
わかった。保健室ね。というか、私この学校に詳しくないから道案内してくれる？
Yes, of course. As we walked, I explained the way to the nurse's office to Reika.
ちょっと待って。そういえば、どうしてあなたは 聖者なのに地獄にいたの？
It hadn't occurred to me that she might ask me about my situation. I need to think of something fast, or you could just tell her it's none of her business. I was spirited away. Unable to come up with a more compelling lie, I simply told her the truth.
え、嘘！本当に神隠しなんてあるんだ！って、そんな不可思議なこと、すぐに信じられると思う？
It's true. The ghost we're going to see in the nurse's office knows all about it too. As a living person, I'm actively seeking a way to return to the real world.
っていうか、それなら外に出る方法なんてその幽霊は知らないんじゃない？だってあなた帰れていないんだから。
Off guard by her harsh tone, I struggled to come up with a reply. The situation is pretty unique. Besides, unlike you, I'm still alive, Reika.
まあ、そうね。私だけ外に出られればいいし、そうしたらあなたはお役御免だし。その保健室の子が外に出る方法を知っていたら早く解放されるね。
I hope so, but I can't say for certain she knows the way out.
わかってるって。知らなかったとしても怒らないから。
Well, it looks like it worked. Still, I'm at my limit acting like Seiya. Then, just as we were about to reach the nurse's office...
あなた、大看守様に頼っているのね。あの人、超恋愛体質で気持ち悪くない？
I'm surprised he showed you any of his romantic side. That's not true. He's actually very sweet. Upset by Reika's suggestion that Seiya was a creep, I found myself blurting out a response.
あなたは彼が好きなんだ。趣味悪い。
Her honest feelings come out. I just barely stopped myself from blurting out a snotty response. No, I've got to stay calm. This episode... this chapter... just gonna be her and Reika, isn't it? Upon entering the nurse's office, we found Yui. She was standing by the window, just like before. She turned around and gave me a curious look.
やっぱりあなただったのね。急におかしな空間になったものだから、そうなのではないかと思っていたのよ。それで、要件は何かしら？
要件っていうか、遊びに来ただけだよ。神隠しのせいで精神的に病んじゃってさ。だから今日は息抜き。
Yui tilted her head, confused. Probably because the words sounded nothing like something I'd actually say.
せいやさんはいないの？
忙しいからって一人で行ってきなさいって言われたんだ。
Yui furrowed her eyebrows and shot me a suspicious gaze. It made sense. After all, there's no way Seiya would send me here alone.
ねえ、そういえば、あなたは外に出たりしないの？
私はあまり外出を好まないから。
そうなんだ。でも変な世界だよね。こういう時って外に出られないのかな？
外に出たいの？
出られるなら久しぶりに成見ヶ浜の街を散歩したいなって。
残念ながら方法はわからないけれど、でも探してみたらどこかに出られるところがあるかもしれない。私は1階を探してみるから、あなたは2階をお願いできる？
Why would you explore the second floor to get out of the school? Like, even if you went outside, you'd be on the roof.
わかった。ありがとう。
I think she's sending her up there on purpose. I wonder if Yui is actually going to search. Then I remembered that leaving wasn't possible. When I met Kara and Mary before, they were complaining about being unable to leave. Maybe she just doesn't know, or she's just trying to be helpful. But her specifically mentioning the second floor makes me think she's up to something. I know, right? After leaving the nurse's office, Reika made her way to the central staircase and began ascending.
ああ、空振りか。ま、探してくれるって言うんだからいいかな。
I wonder if she's going to run into Hibiki. So you want to check out the second floor, right?
とりあえずはね。あの子は1階を探してくれるみたいだし、使えるものは使わせてもらう。
Whether or not Yui was trying to help, her suggestion helped me stall Reika. I just hope nothing bad happens and we can get back without any more trouble. Reaching the second floor's peak, I stumbled upon another ghost. Uh-oh.
やはりお前だったか。また妙な世界になったから、もしかしてと思っていたんだ。
Ah, Karakara. That's Karakara, he's a ghost. We met before and we had a little chat together. There's another ghost, Mary. He's an urban legend. Guess he's not here today. As I quickly shared this information with her, Reika's voice took on a new tone.
へえ、そうだったんだ。
A shiver crept up my spine. Reika? The air felt odd, charged. It was as if the darkness around started to twist, leaving me with a disturbing, uneasy feeling.
おい、どうかしたのか？
なんでもないの。今日はメリーさんは一緒じゃないの？
I bet you she knows.
ああ、今は来ていない。忙しいようでな。何でも危険な女性の霊が現れたと言っていたか。
危険な女性？
ああ、俺も全くわからないんだが、今自分の近くにいると危険かもしれない。しばらくは会いに来ないでくれとまで言われてな。
So, I don't know exactly why she's in this situation, but it sounds like she went to the mortal realm. She didn't know if he was alive or dead. Found out he's dead. Somehow got back to hell. I don't know why she would come back. I want to say it was because she wanted to go, like, get the knife from Seiya somehow. The knife that kills spirits. The knife that was in Koyo's route. I guess ran into Misa and then took Misa to the elevator, went upstairs. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why she even left the mortal realm in the first place. It wasn't just me. Even Karakara seemed startled by Reika's sudden shift in demeanor. So she knows that he's Mary. Sense of dread washed over me. I couldn't explain it, but I was sure things were about to get much worse. Reika, what's wrong?
お前、どうしたんだ？
Karakara and I spoke to her almost simultaneously.
あいつと、紅葉と何かあったのか？
Uh-oh. He said the name.
そんな人知らない。
Oh, yeah, she sees him as Yodora. Her uncharacteristically low voice hit a chill down my spine. I know, she refuses to see him as Koyo. This wasn't the Reika I'd seen before. What am I supposed to do here? What if I'm killed before our time runs out and we're sent back to hell? Uh-oh. Suddenly, Karakara grabbed Reika's arm.
お前誰だ？先日と態度も雰囲気も違いすぎる。
ええ、別人ですから。
It's someone else. I bet you if he touches her with Khalifa flowers, she'll come out of there. The voice, it's Seiya, I know, right? Because I couldn't see myself, I wouldn't know until Reika turned around, but I was sure it was Seiya. He came. A mix of guilt, joy, and relief nearly brought tears to my eyes. When Reika finally turned around, I saw Seiya come into my field of view. Just seeing him brought a smile to my face and filled my heart with warmth.
ちょっと、どうしてここだってわかったのよ。
Reika seemed desperate to break free of Kuroha's grasp. Wait, now she's calling him Kuroha? What? I think there was some kind of, like, typo in, like, the translation here. Because Koyo called him Kuroha. She refused, like in the thing saying Karakara, it refused to change the name, but now it's Kuroha. It just changed all of a sudden. Anyway, Reika seemed desperate to break free from Kuroha's grasp, but making my vision shake violently. Despite that, I was able to see Seiya turn his gaze to Karakara. What? Why is they switching back and forth? Pick a name.
それは地獄で裁く予定の罪人なのです。そして私は地獄で死者を裁く者。
どういうことだ。彼女は聖者だろう。
Didn't he say it's because she's not her? Because she says she's someone else? Yeah, it's because she's someone else. He just said that.
ええ、体は聖者ですが、今はその罪人に取りつかれているのです。
Well, at least he tells him.
何言ってるの？取りつかれてなんかいないわよ。ね、信じて。この人から守って。
Now it says Kuroha.
あとはこちらで処理をいたしますので、引き渡していただけますか？
一つ約束してほしい。取りつかれている彼女に危害が加わらないこと。
Of course, Seiya would never harm her. Kara. Kuroha. We don't know what to call him. We had spoken only once, yet he seemed genuinely concerned for me. I know, he's such a nice guy. Seiya appeared taken aback by his concern, hesitating for a moment before he replied.
私にとっても彼女は大切な人ですから、必ず守ると誓いましょう。
Aw, very important. Important to him, I know, right? I couldn't grasp the full meaning of those words, but they stirred something within me. Why would he say that now?
大切？
それならいい。彼女を頼む。
やだ。やだやだやだやだ。頼まないでよ。
And with that, Karakara was gone. Then, just as I thought that things were calming down,
大看守様、これで私を捕まえた気でいるの？
Reika's triumphant laughter filled the air.
私を傷つければ、とっても大切な彼女も同じようになるけど。どうす
Oh,
る気？
I forgot he was an exorcist in his past life. He's probably just gonna exorcise you.
そのような安直な脅しが今さら通用するとでも。
Seiya's smile radiated an unusual confidence. I sure hope he has a plan. But as I thought about it, I knew Seiya wouldn't come without a strategy.
これではいかがでしょうか。
Oh, the music went away. As he spoke, I felt a sudden shift in my vision. Goodness, what's he going to do? Suddenly, Seiya's face drew closer, startling not just Reika, but me as well. Huh? This is Seiya, what are you doing?
ちょっと近すぎ、気持ち悪い。
Though I could only see an image of him, I felt as though I could feel his breath on me. Trapped within my consciousness, I shouldn't have been able to feel him, and yet... Somehow, it was as if his warmth was actually reaching through to me.
私はもともとエクソシストではありましたが、霊媒師ではありませんから。霊を体から追い出す正式な方法を知らない。
I knew it. He'll put his exorcist training to practice.
ですから、ミサさん、お許しください。
As Seiya's face drew near, I could almost predict his next move. Please wait. Why are you doing this? Even though I knew he couldn't hear me, I found myself yelling, desperate to stop him.
こうするほか、この罪人を体から追い出す手段が思い当たらないのです。
やめて！まだ彼ともキスしたことないのに、あんたの感触が残っちゃうじゃない！
嫌ならその体から出ていけばいいでしょう。
If you come out, I don't have to kiss you.
その手には乗らないんだから！ここから出て捕まるくらいなら別にいいもん！ほら、
Don't say that. Just leave, please.
では
Oh my goodness, that voice.
やだ嘘やだ待ってあんたこの女が大切なんでしょ好きなんでしょ勝手にキスしたら怒られるわよ
Oh, she'll definitely forgive him. He's taking you out of her body.
というか彼女が嫌がってる声が聞こえてるし
You're lying. I never said that. Don't make things up.
嫌われるのは覚悟の上です。
Huh?
好きだからこそ何をしてでも何と思われようとも守りたいのです。
Oh my goodness, my heart is racing. I can't believe you just admitted that. She's not even herself right now. My heart thudded loudly and I felt my cheeks warm. I knew the pounding of my chest wasn't from the anticipation of his kiss. It was from sheer joy of his words.
それでもあなたを不快な気持ちにさせたくはありません。
What's he gonna do? Do something. The anticipation is killing me.
ミサさん、目をつむっていてください。
If you close your eyes, you don't see it. You can't feel it. Hearing Seiya express his concern for me, I shook my head, denying any discomfort. Uncomfortable? I couldn't possibly feel that way. Is she saying that she's comfortable with you kissing her? With my hands still pressed against the wall, I continued to watch the scene unfold. Then, just as our lips were about to meet, as the tension in my body vanished, a gentle pressure suddenly brushed my lips. A kiss from the dead. His lips were filled with compassion and a cool tenderness. I wanted to etch this moment into my memory. It was likely the first and last time it would happen. Don't say that. It'll be fine. I'm so drawn to Seiya. The moment I realized these feelings, I felt as though I had been cast into hell all over again. I don't want to fall for someone from another world. Oh my goodness. What did he do? Then, almost instantly, a loud explosion rang in my ears. As Seiya pulled away, he sprinted down the corridor. What? I followed him into the hallway and then... Huh? Turning back around, I saw Reika's frame fading away into nothingness. And with those faint words, Reika's vanished into nothingness. No way. Seiya, what happened to Reika? Seiya turned and began examining the spot where Reika had faded before finally facing me again.
魂の消滅、無になったのです。
Oh my goodness, he just erased her. So, where did she go?
行き先などありません。どこからも消えたのですから。
Ceased to exist. Despite being dead, humans still have a soul. When that is destroyed, they face a second death. They become nothing and cease to exist in all realms. See, that was the knife that I thought she was going to go get, the knife that kills the soul, but apparently he has a gun to do that too. I never liked her, and I had hoped that she'd be caught eventually, but she's really totally gone. Filled with shock, all I could do was stand there.
ミスミ・レイカはそれほどのことをしたのです。あのまま彼女を野放しにしていれば、他の幽霊に被害が及んだでしょう。
She was that dangerous. My words were aimed at Seiya, but they were also an attempt to reassure myself. Without coming to terms with what had just happened, moving forward seemed impossible.
時間が過ぎるまで、もうしばらくこの学校にいなければなりません。
Change the subject. Unable to meet Seiya's eyes, I merely nodded, my eyes cast downward.
少し場所を変えましょうか。
Yes. Silently trailing Seiya, I soon realized we were in the library. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused you and everyone at HO. Words failed me after that. I received so much help from Seiya, the thought of causing him more trouble. I felt a deep sense of embarrassment and regret, unable to look him in the eye.
謝るのは私の方です。
His voice was filled with remorse.
HO にいれば安全だと慢心してあなたを一人きりにしてしまいました。危険な状況にさらしてしまい申し訳ありません。
It was clear from the way he spoke that he was putting all the blame on himself. Seiya's expression contorted into one I've never seen from him before. Seiya's done nothing wrong. I couldn't bear to see him like this, so I decided to take his hand, right? Right. Chapter 2. We're in chapter... Wait. Take Seiya's hand. Oh yeah, we're still in chapter 6. Oh my goodness. Okay, so... Yay, she's not possessed anymore, so we don't have to go into another Senna thing with her being just a voice throughout the whole thing. He confessed his feelings, even though she wasn't presently there to like receive them. Kissed her. She's like, all of a sudden she's realizes that she likes him too. Everything just happened all at once. Alright, first we're gonna thank him. I'm so grateful that you came to save me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. All I could think to do was express my heartfelt gratitude to him.
お礼を言われるようなことではありません。これはすべて私が招いた事態です。あなたには私を責める権利があります。
None of this was Seiya's fault. How do I make him see that? How do I get him to stop blaming himself? In the end, I simply couldn't find the words to lighten the weight on his heart. I think we could go back, but just in case, as we waited to be returned to hell, Seiya told me everything that had happened. Actually, I think we can go back. So we decided to take Seiya's hand. Gently grasping Seiya's hand, I noticed his eyes widen with surprise. How can I tell him what I'm feeling? I'm not sure that I can. And so I simply met his gaze and offered him a smile. This might convey how I'm feeling better than any words I have. Oh, Seiya looked uneasy, his eyes darting left and right.
あなたには参りました。
Seeing Seiya so flustered, I couldn't help but let out a slight smile.
まったく意地悪な方だ。
Sorry. Seiya's hand tenderly enveloped mine.
こうして触れ合えている今が何よりも嬉しい。
I felt the same way when I saw you. Of course, I felt sorry for troubling you too, but at the same time, my heart was so relieved. I was overcome with joy.
悔い改めなければならないというのにどうしても胸が高鳴る。まったくあなたのせいですよ。
It's your fault. Yes, it certainly seems that way. She knows it. We continued to chat for some time, our hands never once separating. Oh, that's so sweet. As we waited to return back to hell, Seiya told me everything that had happened. Upon his arrival at school, he ran into Yui, who told him I was acting strange. After meeting with me, she had assumed Seiya would come and went looking for him. Then she told him that we were on the second floor so he could find me quickly. After hearing this, I asked him if we could stop by the nurse's office to thank Yui, and we did. I wanted to apologize and to thank Karakara as well. Does she not know his name by now? Like, it's been mentioned that she does, but whatever. I wanted to apologize and thank Karakara as well, but we couldn't find him in time. Then we headed back to hell. I'm okay with this. We're in chapter 7. Oh, okay, perspective up. Yay! Oh, we didn't get one of those in the last episode. There was 2 perspective ups. One when we talked about love disposition, and then another one after that about going to sleep. They didn't give us one. They cheated us. After returning to hell, I let Misa rest in a private room and hired a guard to watch over her.
危険にさらしてしまうとは
I know, you need to keep her by your side, like you said. Looking down, I realized that I nearly crushed the Khalifa flower I'd been holding. This isn't like me at all. Yet somehow, when it came to her, my emotions got the best of me, influencing my thoughts and actions. Like before, I allowed myself to get emotional. But in that moment when she smiled at me, I felt as though all was forgiven.
本当に不思議な人だ。
I caught myself smiling and snapped out of it. Seems I am truly captivated by her. I shouldn't be daydreaming here. I need to collect more Khalifa flowers. Picking up the blossoms scattered at my feet, I began to wonder what she thought of me. Then I turned to gather some of the flowers that had fallen to a nearby bench. I must ensure that she doesn't think poorly of me. My affection grew stronger with each one I picked. By the time my bag was full with flowers, I realized I had fallen for her.
それもいい。
That's all he says? There's like so many words. Aw. I wanted to hear the affection in his voice. It wouldn't be the end of the world. You're gonna keep her there with you, Seiya. I'd be okay with that. After resting for a bit at the HO, Seiya took me to his house.
HO の施設にいるよりはここの方が安全でしょうから。
Probably. Thank you. I really appreciate your concern.
本来であればカリファの近くの方が安らげるのですが。
It's totally fine. Your place feels quite calming, Seiya. Without a doubt, the Khalifa tree did seem to calm the hellish atmosphere here. But in truth, I felt more at ease staying at Seiya's place.
そのようなことを言われると、私自身もあなたの安らぎの一部になれたのかと勘違いしてしまいそうですね。
Actually, that's true, but it's just too embarrassing to say it out loud.
早く否定しないと勘違いしたままでいますが、それでも。
Is that alright? Can I get the wrong idea? I think it's just fine as it is. Uh-oh. I wondered what he would say next and waited, yet he remained silent. When I turned my gaze back to Seiya, I found him blushing, frozen. Seiya?
ああ、すみません。少々妄想の果てへ旅立っていました。
He seems to do that a lot. I know, right? The exchanges now, they're kind of awkward, but they're so sweet. She's not pushing away his strange romantic notions anymore. Seiya composed himself with a cough and took out a large bag.
こんなものを用意させていただきました。
What is it? As he slowly opened the back and turned it upside down, flower petals scattered. One petal. Are these Khalifa petals? I could feel their fragrance filling the room, purifying the air and calming my heart.
いかがですか？これで幾分かは気分もよろしいかと。
I can't believe you picked all of these for me. Thank you so much. Despite being so busy, you still did all of this. As I spoke, a realization dawned on me. Right, you have work to do. I'm sorry for keeping you. Please don't mind me.
まさか仕事に戻れと？
No, please stay with us. I just feel bad. I feel like I'm getting in your way. That's all.
何をバカなことを言っているのですか？
Called you baka.
今回はイレギュラーだとしても、あなたは悪魔に狙われているのですよ。
I know, right?
あれがいつあなたをさらいに来るかわからないというのに、一人にはさせられません。
It seems like Seiya is more protective than ever, but I've been reckless as well. I know, we got possessed. Then Seiya gathered a handful of Khalifa petals, carrying them over to the bed and spread them out.
あなたもこちらへ来てください。そろそろ休んだ方がいいでしょうから。
Go to bed, young lady. Hearing that, I moved hesitantly towards the bed.
さあ、 ベッドに入ってください。あなたが目覚めるまでそばにいますから。
Right. I climbed into the bed adorned with Khalifa flowers. Feeling Seiya's gaze on me, I felt embarrassed to lie down in front of him.
悪夢を見るのが怖いのですか？大丈夫です。心を強く持てば。
No, your presence makes her nervous. It's not just that, but the nightmares Minami brought me were frightening, and the terrible feelings those dreams brought were awful, but that wasn't the reason I couldn't sleep. Just having Seiya by my side makes my heart race.
ぼんやりしてどうしたのですか？
I know, ever since you kissed her while she was subconsciously unconscious, she's been highly aware of you ever since. Do I have to sleep with Seiya watching me like this? I can't sleep. It's because of you. That's the choice. I don't think I can sleep just yet. I don't think I can sleep yet. It's not just about Minami either. More than that, after everything that's happened, I feel like I can't calm down. It wasn't a lie, not exactly, but I couldn't tell him he was the reason I couldn't sleep, so I just left things vague.
そうですね。無理もありません。幽霊に危害を加えられたのですから。当事者であるあなたの心痛を考えると。
No, Seiya, I wasn't trying to make you feel guilty. Seeing Seiya's face clouded with guilt, I quickly tried to divert the conversation. I really wasn't trying to make him feel bad.
これ以上お話ししていると、あなたの睡眠の妨げになるでしょうから、そろそろ静かにしましょう。
Okay, I think we can go back up now. Alright, it's because of you. It's because of you. Fixed my gaze intently on Seiya. Seiya seemed to notice my stare and smiled back at me contentedly.
まさか、あなたにそのような顔をされる日が来るとは。
You're giving him hope. How could he stay so composed? He hasn't even mentioned the kiss. Seiya, are you used to doing things like that?
ああいうこと？ああ、キスですか。慣れている、慣れていないではなく、仕事ですから割り切っています。
I try to keep things professional. I'm such an idiot. Aww. Don't say that. No. Do I get the wrong idea now? After causing him so much trouble, what am I even thinking? I just assumed it meant something, and I figured he must have felt the same. I should just forget about all this.
まあ、寸前で止めるつもりではいたのですがね。そこまですれば、あれが出ていくのは予測していましたから。
Huh? Wait, does that mean... Did the kiss mean something to him?
私は変態のメンヘラですから、利用できるものはします。
A scoundrel. Not what I meant. I just wanted to know.
では、仕切り直しますか？今度は完全なるプライベートで愛を込めて。
His voice is so suggestive with passion. No, I refuse. I'm done talking about this. But even as I protested, I'm actually thrilled by him.
からかいすぎました。あなたが怒る様が可愛らしくて、つい。
He's so adorable. How much of this just now was serious, and how much of it was he joking? Whatever the case, he always ended up toying with me, and that was truly frustrating.
これ以上お話ししていると、あなたの睡眠の妨げになるでしょうから、そろそろ静かにしましょう。
That's funny. He suggested to kiss her again. Seiya then fell silent, picked up a book from the bed, and began reading quietly. I was trying to calm down. His expression settled into a calm stillness, clearly signaling that he was done talking for now. I felt a tinge of loneliness, but knew it was best to get some rest. I stared up at the ceiling, waiting for sleep to come. no Minami dream, end of chapter. No, perspective. Every time it does that, I keep forgetting. As she rested, I planned to lose myself in this book, and yet, even as I read the lines, my thoughts kept drifting to her lying nearby. Surely it was because of what she said. She hinted that my presence was comforting to her. Does Misa have any idea how much that means to me? Oh. I glanced up from my book to find her still awake, staring at the ceiling. Did I say something? No, I shouldn't disturb her rest, but she's not asleep. Oh, he's thinking about it. I returned my attention back to the book, but my memory of our kiss distracted me. Seems I'm quite distracted today. If I had another chance, I'd like to kiss her again. This time, gazing into her eyes to see if she feels the same way about me. Aw, that's so sweet. I know, you had to kiss Reika. Sorry for him. I can't sleep. When I glanced over at Seiya, he seemed deeply absorbed in his book, not even sparing me a glance. Oh, he's been glancing. He normally watches me intently, but not today. He's trying to avoid it. It made me feel oddly lonely. Aw. Seiya. When I called out to him, he looked up, and naturally our eyes met. Just locking eyes with him sent my heart fluttering, and I felt a surge of joy rush through me. I'd like to talk a little more. It wasn't that I was scared to sleep, nor was it that I wasn't sleepy. I just wanted to hear his voice a little longer. She's like infatuated with him now.
そのように可愛らしくお願いされては仕方ありませんね。あなたには甘くなっていけない。
Go to bed now. Saying that he placed the book on a nearby table and turned to face me.
それではあなたが眠くなるようにあなたの進路相談の話でもしましょうか。
Trust me, that'll keep me awake.
冗談です。では、そうですね。私の話でもしましょうか。昔話なんてどうですか？
My past? Didn't she? Oh, myself. Okay, I thought he asked about her. It was the first time Seiya offered to tell me more about himself. All I knew at that point was that he carried two major regrets from his life. The first was about Yui, but I wonder if he'll tell me the second. But is that really alright? When Seiya spoke of himself, his aura seemed to subtly shift. He always seemed troubled. If it was painful for him, I didn't want him talking about his past just for my sake. But to my surprise, Seiya smiled.
あなたに知ってほしいと思ってしまったのです。私を受け入れてほしいのかもしれない。
I was eager to learn more about him, but realizing he wanted me to learn about him as well filled me with unexpected joy. Seiya looked up and stared off into the distance. His eyes seemed to flicker with events long past. Then, as if deciding to bring those past shadows to light, he drew a small breath.
これは私が聖者の頃のお話。
Are we going to go into a story for Seiya? Yay! There's a story for everyone. Dang it. No. I hate this game so much. I was looking forward to story mode. I usually don't look forward to stories. Oh, like this. Now there's a story in the next chapter. I usually don't look forward to the stories because it's like, oh, here's the ghost story and blah, 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 blah. This is what happened. Koyo said a story, which was fine because we learned how Koyo died. I wonder if this story is going to be about how Seiya died. I'm very curious to how Seiya died, actually. In this actually, that's only the first chapter, so we can't tell you in chapter 6. You have to wait till chapter 7. I'm just kidding, though. I don't actually hate this game. I like this game a lot. Like, this is probably one of my favorite games that I've ever played. Seiya has me flustered all the time. I like it. There's hardly any characters like him in any game. Well, okay, Arsene Lupin's one of them, but he's different. Seiya is passionate and possessive, but he's very forward with his feelings, and Lupin is just a charmer. Everything he says is just laced with sweet words. So that's the difference there. I honestly can't think of another character like Seiya. Well, I mean, there's MP Barbicane from Code Realize, but his advances is more, you're not supposed to take him seriously. I mean, you can't really take Seiya seriously either, but so yeah, I guess the closest person to Seiya would be Impy. But Impy says stuff like, you know, my princess, my honey, and stuff like that. Seiya doesn't say any of that. He's just like, whatever you said, it just turned romantic all of a sudden. Well, I'm not going to read the next chapter. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to edit the first one and put it out because I have to stop reading sometime, right? So we're going to stop reading. If you did enjoy it, though, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.